And now Fury close to the gangway, just over our right shoulder, and everybody here at a very busy, manic ringside at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, raising their arms with their phones at the ready, trying to get a glimpse and a memory of fight night at the Grand Garden Arena. And so Tyson Fury now whips off that black gown and suddenly starts to dance in a cape which comes down to the bottom of his trunks in the colours of the United States Stars and Stripes and the Star Spangled Banner, with the top hat to match, the white gloves, and now he starts his way dancing towards the ring. This is Tyson Fury getting the Americans on side, tapping the hands and the fists of those with his right glove, standing by the gangway on the way through to ringside here, really starting to savour the occasion. He looked pretty melancholy when he first appeared at the gangway, but now really starting to get into the occasion. And a huge roar goes up now as he stands on the ring apron, opens his arms out wide, bends forward to take the acclaim of the crowd, blows his kisses around at the ringside area, still wearing the top hat, goes over the top of the 4 ropes here at ringside. Tyson Fury making his debut in Las Vegas. This is his 3rd appearance in the United States. Fought in 2013 at the theatre at Madison Square Garden as he moves onto the ropes on our side of the ring and takes the acclaim of the crowd here, really getting everybody stoked up before this, one of the biggest occasions of his career. So important to get it right tonight. The first occasion in the States, as I say, in the theatre at Madison Square Garden against Steve Cunningham, and then against Deontay Wilder last December over in Los Angeles. Is it an omen that on both occasions he was flawed, but came back so strongly in both fights to beat Steve Cunningham and to earn a draw against Deontay Wilder? Joseph Parker, what are you making of Tyson Fury and his antics on the way to the ring?
He's enjoying every moment of it. He's worked so hard leading up to this fight. He's put in the hard work. Now it's time for him to enjoy. You know, all the hard work with this, that's what you can control. You can control how hard he works in camp. Now it's time to put it all in action.
So the formal introductions then from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
From ringside, Patricia Morse-Jarman, Dave Moretti, and Dawn Trella. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing in a battle of unbeatens for the lineal heavyweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world on ESPN Plus and across the UK on BT Sport, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, it's time for the top-ranked boxing main event of the evening. Introducing to you first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, presented in association with SES Boxing, entering the ring wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from Magdeburg, Germany. Standing at 6 feet 5.5 inches, he weighed in at 245.5 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 24 wins, no losses, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making his U.S. debut, please welcome the longtime WBO Intercontinental title holder and the WBO #2 ranked world contender, introducing the undefeated Tom Schwarz. And his opponent across the ring, the defending champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue trunks, representing MTK Global and fighting out of Manchester, England. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches, he weighed in at 263 pounds. His record 27 wins, no losses, 1 draw with 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, in his top rank and Las Vegas debut, he is making the 4th defense of his lineal heavyweight crown. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former unified world champion and the current popular, undefeated, and reigning lineal heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. And introducing our referee in charge now to give instructions, Kenny Bayless.
Okay, gentlemen, trunks are good on both sides. Now listen, I went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you again to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck, touch them up.
Well, so much has changed in the heavyweight division just in the past 2 weeks, and now Tyson Fury has a chance to build his status as the dominant force in the heavyweight division, the glamour division of the sport. Much talk this week of the rematch against Deontay Wilder. All of that falls apart if he doesn't get it right tonight against Tom Schwarz, who has odds stacked against him very similar to those against Andy Ruiz against Anthony Joshua 2 weeks ago. The bell sounds then, and we're underway. Scheduled 12 rounds, and Tom Schwarz darts out of his corner into the centre of the ring, but refrains from throwing a punch in that early stage of the contest. Fury on the back foot, slings in a left hook. It's the first shot. It was a jab come left hook, and then he backs onto the neutral corner on our right as we look on at ringside. It's Fury on the back foot, but confidently on the back foot, voluntarily on the back foot, not being driven there by Schwarz. Schwarz holding his ground in the centre of the ring as Fury flicks out a couple of jabs. The first left hand from Schwarz is taken on the right glove by Fury. Fury tries another one of those left hooks around the back of the right glove of Schwarz. That's an early tactic, it seems. And then Fury flicks out a left hand towards the body of Schwarz. Schwarz holding his gloves high. They're black gloves with gold trim, and our right hand over the top from Fury just lands on a semblance of the glove and a bit of the left-hand side of the face of Schwarz, who's moving from the waist and trying to keep Fury guessing. Now Fury, 2 jabs and a lovely pinpoint right hand, but well covered up and taken on those gloves again by Schwarz, who's looking adept in defence at the moment, but having a problem with the speed of Fury. Again, Fury snorts as he lets go with a left hook and a right hand, and then flicks out another jab. Goes back onto the ropes as Schwarz throws a left hook. Fury sees it coming, reads him well. Fury, another left hook onto the side of the upper arm of Schwarz, and then just pokes in a left hook beneath the elbow of the German. Good work from Fury, who's on the... Well, he was on the ropes, now moves back towards the centre of the ring, flicking out a jab to the head and a jab to the body, changing the trajectory. Almost feints with the right hand and flicks out another solid left jab come uppercut towards the chin of Schwarz. And the German's face is already becoming reddened here after the first 1 minute and 45 seconds of the round. It's Fury on the back foot, flicks out a couple of jabs. Those are taken on the gloves by Schwarz. Fury tries another one of those lead left hooks, potentially a dangerous shot to throw if Fury can time the right hand, Schwarz can time the straight right hand. Schwarz goes forward, but Fury ducks underneath the punches from that particular attack, saw them coming, read them well, and Schwarz couldn't land anything of any significance, and he hasn't done over the course of the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the opening round. Fury against Schwarz in the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, live on BBC 5 Live. Schwarz goes on the front foot again, trying to find a home for that left jab, but Fury saw it coming and walked away. Jab from Fury, lands on the high part of the head of Schwarz. Schwarz moves into punching range, tries a left hook, but again, Fury just danced away towards his right and made the German miss. Lovely left hook from Fury, and an overhand right from Schwarz just whistled past the chin of the British boxer. Taking a gamble is Fury, but he does that so often, makes his opponent miss and then makes him pay. You have to stay in range, and he does so. Onto the back foot now, but he comes forward with 2 solid jabs. Again, they're parried by the black and gold gloves of the German as the timekeeper wraps the sticks to indicate that there are 10 seconds to go in this opening round, which has been a good one for Fury, finding his range on the back foot, and Schwarz has had very little success as they tap gloves at the end of the opening round. Alongside me, the former WBO heavyweight champion from New Zealand, Joseph Parker. What did you make of that opening 3 minutes?
It was a very good round for Fury. We know that he comes out, you know, he dances around the ring, uses jab very well, doubling it up, you know, following with the right hand, attacking to the head and body. So there was a Fury round. You know, Schwarz is trying his best to cut off the ring, but Fury's a very good mover, and he's doing his best to avoid. Well, he did very well to avoid what was coming from Schwarz.
And Schwarz is looking quite tidy in terms of defence, especially when he's parrying the shots, but it's sometimes the variety of Fury that's puzzling him.
It's the variety of Fury that sort of causes fighters to, you know, and the movement that he presents. So even though Schwarz is, you know, his guard is quite good, he's not firing, you know, as many punches as we thought he'll be firing. So it's a Fury round for me.
Tyson Fury already up on his feet, being given some water by his trainer Ben Davison, who's been so impressive here this week. Many have been impressed, especially those who've met him for the first time. So Tyson Fury up on his toes in shorts designed in the stars and stripes of the American flag, endearing himself, or attempting to the American public. It could well be that this next stage of his career, this next phase, could all be in the United States, building, he hopes, towards a rematch against Deontay Wilder. And he starts this second round in the southpaw stance, leading with the right hand and the right foot. He's done that in most of his fights and had success with it, in particular early on against Vladimir Klitschko, when he created a puzzle. A lovely jab, then a left uppercut from Fury. Both of them rammed home. Good shots from the British fighter as he backs off now, still in that southpaw stance. And this is another puzzle now, a different kind of puzzle for Schwarz to try to unravel. And Schwarz goes forward but takes a solid left hand from Fury. Then a right hook from Fury lands on the high part of the head of the German, who's taken the shots well so far but doesn't seem to have an answer in terms of a response and a counter punch. Fury with his back close to the ropes now, just above us here at ringside. He moves to his left to the blue corner, Schwartz's corner, then switches lateral movement to the right, flicking out the jabs. They're being taken on the gloves by Schwarz, and now a lovely looping overhand left from Fury. He swivels on the ropes. Brilliant footwork from Fury. Switches to the orthodox, lands an overhand right. Quite scintillating boxing from Tyson Fury. There'd be featherweights in this arena who'd be proud of those moves, and yet here he is at 18 stone 11 and swiveling around like he was on some kind of trolley. Brilliant work, smooth footwork from Tyson Fury now as Schwarz goes forward, but he'll be demoralised because he thought he was mounting a successful attack and suddenly found himself spun around and on the end of an attack from Fury himself. Fury lands another right hand followed by a left uppercut and smiles and smirks as if to praise himself for another brilliant combination. Steps forward now, right hook, left uppercut. There's blood on the nose of Schwarz here. Schwarz is beginning to realise he's in with a class of boxer that he's never faced before. 24 fights unbeaten, and this his first time outside of Europe and first time in this kind of class. As we move into the final minute of the second round, and it's been nothing more than an exhibition, but now Schwarz bravely tries to open up, and Fury swaying on the ropes. 4 or 5 punches from Tom Schwarz, all thrown with great vigour and great intention, and Fury just swayed from the waist and moved the shoulders and made him miss with every one of them. And now he opens up and Schwarz goes down. Brilliant cluster of punches from Tyson Fury. Half a minute to go in round 2, and Schwarz is on unsteady legs. There's blood now smeared across the centre of his face. Difficult times for Tom Schwarz here. He's moved up in grade, and how it's telling. Left uppercut, right hook. Fury now opening up on the ropes in the neutral corner just above us here, pounding away. Schwarz has got no answer. The referee looks as though he might step in any time, and the towel comes in from the corner at the time that the referee steps in as well. Waves it all off towards the end of the second round. Tyson Fury runs across to the far side of the ring, jumps up onto the second of the 4 ropes, takes the acclaim of the crowd, and that was one quite brilliant exhibition. Yes, there will be the snipers who say that Tom Schwarz was out of his class, but how Fury made him look outclassed with quite brilliant boxing in that second round in particular. It's another win for Tyson Fury. He remains undefeated. He remains on course to win another version of the world heavyweight titles. Joseph Parker, your thoughts?
What a statement. What a statement he made. I know Schwarz isn't in the same league as the other fighters he's faced, but he came game. He came with great defense, but Fury did what he had to do. He broke him down, he found his range, and he was able to unleash those big barrage of punches.
And Tyson Fury is still looking so animated, so built up for this fight. There's so much more energy to let go of because it's ended so soon. But that was a brilliant performance. There were some here this week who were saying he had to make a statement, and he really has done. And I think what would have surprised some, Joseph, is the way that he was so aggressive and so pinpoint on the front foot.
Aggressive, pinpoint, front foot, but also the defensive and rolling the punches, rolling him, able to come back, turning his opponent and sort of putting him in the corner. So that was very impressive to see.
Tyson Fury, and the highlights of that brilliant performance are being shown on the screen up above. So the money was misplaced because during the course of the week here, the odds on Tom Schwarz tumbled from around 16-1 to 7-1, but this was all about Tyson Fury. Here's
Ladies
Jimmy
and gentlemen,
Lennon Jr.
we have the time of 2 minutes 54 seconds in round number 2. A referee in charge, Kenny Bayless, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still the undefeated, reigning lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
So Tyson Fury comes to Las Vegas and produces a stunning performance here. Yes, against an overmatched opponent, but it was the way he took him apart here. It was the class of the second round. I remember one particular move when he moved back into the corner and swiveled as Schwarz was on the attack, and they're at the moment showing a repeat of that particular attack as he swayed from the waist and then swiveled around. It was a quite brilliant move, a move that many a lighter fighter would have been proud to make. And on this kind of form, yes, he's going to have more problems against the likes of Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua and the man sat alongside me, Joseph Parker. But he's shown once again he is such a difficult man to nail down, to land anything clean on.
Very difficult to land anything clean on, but also the movement, like you said, the lighter fighters would definitely, enjoyed seeing him in the movement that he presented today. Doing that is not easy, but practice makes perfect. We've seen him do it in training. We've seen him do it numerous times when he's doing pad work with Ben. So it's great to see that come to fruition.
And in the end, we saw that for Thomas Schwarz, it was just a case of being in the ring with a caliber opponent and the type of punches coming at him that he'd never faced before.
I don't think Schwarz has ever faced someone like Fury, but also the punches that came towards him. Other the opponents he's faced, he was able to get victories, and all the fights have been in his home ground. This is the first time out of the country, and he did his best, but ultimately Fury came out on top.
What do you think the reaction to this generally will be? Do you think that he'll be praised for the performance, or do you think that there'll be the snipers who say, well, Tom Schwarz shouldn't have been in the ring with a man of that caliber?
There's always going to be snipers, but there's always going to be people of praise, and you can see the crowd here are cheering. They're all happy with the result. They're happy they came out to see a good fight, but a good stoppage.
And in terms of what Top Rank and ESPN jointly are doing with Tyson Fury, and this was billed as the showcase for him as part of this new deal, then this will be a very impressive start to however long that journey is.
Impressive and fantastic start, but also it's a great welcoming fight for him here in Vegas, and I believe we're going to see a lot more from Tyson Fury. He's got a lot more to bring and a lot more to give to the heavyweight division and boxing.
And it might well be yourself rising from the opposite stool, Joseph Parker, in the not too distant future. What do you do to close down the ring space to land those shots that Thomas Schwarz couldn't?
The type of Fury is the type of fighter where you have to chase him down, you have to hit him to the body in order to get to his head. You can't, he's the type of fighter that very good at avoiding punches. So I think pressure, combinations, and bunches.
And you're going to have to be fit.
You have to be very fit.
And would you think that Tyson Fury, with one more fight between here and Deontay Wilder, on that form, and I know it's a huge hike up to Deontay Wilder, would be good enough to beat Wilder in the rematch?
I think that form, another fight in between, and it's just going to build his confidence and build his skill work and build his endurance. I think the next time he faces Wilder, there's a definite chance that he will get, the hand raised and be victorious. But it's going to be a hard fight. Wilder carries his power from the beginning to the end, but we know that he can do it.
As we saw in that 12th and final round when he floored Tyson Fury, and Fury somehow got up, and by the end of the contest was putting it back on Deontay Wilder, wasn't he? It was astonishing.
He came back from being a knockdown. Everyone thought he was out. He came back and he actually put the pressure on Wilder, and I think he wobbled him a bit. So just shows the type of fitness. And the one thing he said, you have to beat him with a baseball bat to get him out of the ring.
And this is a good time to be a heavyweight, with all these crazy results like we saw a couple of weeks ago. You're the only man to have beaten Andy Ruiz, so very much back in the picture. And just a great period for the glamour division of the sport.
The heavyweight division is alive and well, and there's a lot of big fights to be made. For me and our team, we're very happy to be a part of this heavyweight division, and we look forward to putting on some great entertaining and exciting fights in future.
BBC 5 Live, heavyweight boxing, Tyson Fury being interviewed in the ring by ESPN at the moment. We're hoping to hear from Steve Bunce, who's working for BT Sport here tonight, and then we'll go back to the dressing room to talk to Tyson Fury later on. And there'll be the podcast 5 Live Boxing with Costello and Bunce will be available in 2 or 3 hours' time, as we just take in the result here at ringside. Tyson Fury winning in the second round. And now, as is the custom with Tyson Fury, he takes the microphone and gives us a song.
How are you sleeping while you're far away and dreaming? I could spend my life in this sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure forever and ever. And I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep 'cause I left you, babe. And I don't want to miss a day. God bless America.
Well, if American fight fans aren't falling in love with Tyson Fury because of the performance, there's more reason to do so with a rendition in the direction of his wife Paris, who's also in the centre of the ring. It wouldn't be a fight night with Tyson Fury without a little ditty at the end, Joseph. It's all part of the attraction.
It's
huh?
all part of the attraction. He's a character, you know, and it's great to have him back in the heavyweight division, you know, and it's going to make it a lot more exciting.
And photographs being taken in the ring at the moment. The left arm of Tyson Fury being raised aloft by the referee, Kenny Bayliss. On his left in turn is Frank Warren, Tyson Fury's British promoter. And Fury's right arm wrapped around the now diminutive figure of Bob Arum as highlights appear on the screen just above us here at ringside. And they've now flicked to round two, the round in which it ended, with just 6 seconds to go until the end of the round. And Tyson Fury, who turns 31 next month, now takes his record to 28 wins and that one single draw against Deontay Wilder last December. Brilliant performance by Tyson Fury. Bob Arum, his promoter, was telling us this week that the plan is for him to return to the ring, possibly over on the east coast of the United States, maybe at Madison Square Garden on October the 5th. And that will be his only other appearance this year. And then the plan is for the rematch against Deontay Wilder in the early part of 2020. And given the way that Deontay Wilder dismantled Dominic Breazeale just over a month ago in a single round, and now Fury has done this in 2 rounds, the emphasis and the impetus towards that fight is just going to build and build over the course of the next 6 months. And for you, Joseph Parker, it's just making sure that you stay on the scene. You can't afford to make any mistakes.
Can't afford to make any mistakes. It's a bit like you said. It's the best time to be a heavyweight. Now I have to, you know, take the right fights at the right time, get the victories, and build myself towards fighting for the championship of the world again.
Well, Tyson Fury being interviewed up in the ring now by Steve Bunce, working for BT Sport. So let's listen in, Steve.
Tyson, it was it.
First of all, Tom Schwarz is a good game, lads. He come here to fight tonight, he didn't come here to spoil. He took some good punches, finally got to him and end of round 2, and that was it. I switched up southpaw. You know, tonight I wasn't even orthodox. I let him have it from the southpaw position. Just wanted to put on a good show, you know, and I got a big 6'5", 18 stone man out of there with switched up with his left hand.
And he looked good in the first round. He was trying that left hand, trying the right hand, making you think.
He caught me with a couple of shots, fair play, but as I always say, you can't go swimming and not get wet.
Now, Tyson, it was your Las Vegas debut. The atmosphere, the crowd, what was it like when you walked out and you sensed that noise and you went down to the Apollo Creed outfit?
It was amazing. I hope it went down well in America. I hope they enjoyed the performance. And, you know, I came here to have fun and enjoy myself. I don't take it too serious, as you can tell there, Steve. But, you know, I'm not one of them people who takes myself too seriously. So I thought I put on a good show and the fans got what they paid for.
Now, I'm here in September or October. Does that fit with you? Is that what you ideally want?
Either or, September 21st, October 5th. I think I'm back in New York and we're going to have another fight and then we're going to hunt down Deontay Wilder.
And it is Wilder that's on your horizons. That's the man you want, isn't it? You want justice. You want justice.
You know, I'm not going to look past today. Tonight was a great performance. I'm going to enjoy it. You know, Bob and Frank, they'll sit down and get deals done, get me another fight in, and then we're going to fight Deontay Wilder early next year.
Tyson, tonight I'm told there's going to be the party of all Vegas parties with you as the leader. Just tell me what's going to be going on.
Well, we're all heading off to Hakkasan after this for the official after party, and I hope you're there. I know Frank's going to be there. Everyone's going to be there, so come down and we'll all have a drink.
Tyson Fury there in good form after the fight, just as he was over the course of the near 6 minutes that the contest landed. If you just joined us, Tyson Fury has beaten Tom Schwarz, who was outclassed in the end. The referee stopping the contest as the towel was thrown in by Schwartz's corner at 2 minutes and 54 seconds of round 2. And what we've learned tonight, Joseph Parker, is that on his debut in the United States, that Tyson Fury is really going to make an impact, not just with what he does in terms of his boxing, but the whole character that he brings to fight week and fight night.
The whole character that he brings, you know, he's made an impact in the UK. You know, he's got all the followers. You know, can't believe how many people have flown here to see him fight. But also, I think from this welcoming fight in Vegas, he's going to make a great impact here in America. And a lot of people are drawn to him because of he's so charismatic, and he's very good with people, and also the inspiring story that comes with him.
And I think a lot of people were taking almost offence and accusing Bob Arum of close to blasphemy for saying that this man, Tyson Fury, could have the kind of appeal of a Muhammad Ali or George Foreman. But what I think Bob Arum was getting at was that this is somebody who brings more to the sport than just those boxing skills. He creates interest that's much wider than the sport itself.
He's very good at speaking as well. So yeah, it's more than boxing. He brings a lot more, you know, to fight nights, you know, and that's why we have a lot of people here. We have a lot of people excited, and you know, we're looking forward to seeing a lot more from him. This is just the beginning.
So you've got your fight in 2 weeks' time. So give us an indication, Joseph, of where you think you are in your career now, and you win on the 29th, and then you're in position, but how long do you think a title shot might come, given that we're all the time talking about rematches with the men who've got the belts?
The way that I see it is that I have about 2 or 3 fights to build myself back up to the top, and then I think probably the 4th or the 5th fight I'll be fighting for the world title again. And I like to fight the likes of Dillian White to get a win over him. I like to fight Joshua again, but ultimately fight the guys with the belts, because the goal is to be 2-time champion of the world or unified champion of the world.
So you're looking realistically like that will extend into 2021?
They will. And if they give me the call tomorrow to have a fight, like I said, I'll take it in a heartbeat. But I know where I stand at the moment. I'm rebuilding, but I'm a lot more excited and a lot more driven and motivated as a fighter.
Well, let's listen in again now to Steve Bunce, working here for BT Sport, talking to Frank Warren at ringside.
I thought he was at his most vicious tonight, Frank.
He was brilliant. It was a great performance. He was calm, collected. He said that bit of extra weight he felt. He weren't, as I said earlier, training to make weight. He was perfect. He was punch perfect. He's done a great job. When the other guy come to fight, he didn't come to sit on the floor. He tried.
And he stood up well, the other guy. So we're looking at September, October, maybe on the East Coast. Is that right?
Maybe. We'll see what happens. We're going to try and sort it out in the next couple of days.
And next year, Frank, you heard the reaction of the crowd, and not just the Brits, the Americans. They want that Wilder fight. It puts pressure on Wilder now, surely.
Well, it does, but they want to make it. And, it's the same here. Everybody wants to make the fight happen, and it will happen.
And Tyson, finally with you, if I can. I've never seen you look so relaxed. Was there any point in tonight, as you're making your way to the ring, or when you got in the ring, when you thought, you know what, we might have to have a bit of a fight tonight?
I never think that. I always come to enjoy myself. And I did that, Just want to say a big shout out Frank Warren, making this possible. He brought me back from the brink of defeat. I was out, gone, down and out. And thanks to Frank, I came back. Big shout out MTK Global and all my sponsors as well.
You know what it is, Tyson, and just finally, it's a boxing fairy tale. From where you were 16, 17, 18 months ago to where we're standing now, no amount of fantasy or dreaming could have ever dreamt that.
It's a fairy tale story, and I'm still living the dream, 29-0 now. 20 knockouts, 1 draw. I'm just over the moon, It's a fairy tale story, and we roll on and on and on and on.
Well, I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to ask you to sing. Enjoy yourself tonight at a party.
Tyson Fury and Frank Warren talking there in the ring to BT Sports' Steve Bunce. Steve will be with me later to look back on the contest and the week and the occasion as a whole in the 5 Live Boxing with Costello and Bunce podcast. Alongside me here, the former WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker, who's been as impressed as Frank Warren was there. And listening to Frank Warren, Joseph, it's just a reminder that whoever you are, whatever you got, you need the right connections, the people who can put everything in place.
You need the right connections, you need the right people around you to be able to, take you, not everyone can do that. And so he's definitely right in that sense.
So for you, why the decision to join Matchroom Boxing? What was it about them that gave you the indication that they can put you where you want to be?
My contract with Duco Events, or 6-year contract, finished in March, and it was a successful partnership, and we accomplished a lot together. The reason I wanted to sign with Matchroom is I took a look around the world at the best promoters, and I think they are the best. The reason I say that is because look at the fights that they put on, look at the fighters that they have. They have a big stable of heavyweight fighters, which I would like to get my hands on at some stage, a lot of those fighters, but also they are open to the UK and US market. So for me, it was a no-brainer, and I'm very happy and excited to be working with Matchroom. I look forward to what we can do together as a team.
And maybe one day we'll see you back in the UK, because you've had just about the range of experiences from a fairly quiet contest against Hughie Fury in terms of the build-up, the contest and the aftermath. Then you had this massive 90,000 crowd against Anthony Joshua in Cardiff, and then somewhere in between on a really crazy night at the O2 Arena in London against Dillian Whyte. So even though you lost 2 of the fights, I mean, in some sense, you've really made a statement in the UK.
The thing I love about the UK is that they get behind their fighters and they really support them. I think they've taken myself and our team as one of their fighters, and so for me, New Zealand's my home, Samoa's my home, America, because I train here, and now the UK. So I'm looking forward to not only fighting here in America, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot more fights that we can be involved in the UK. So
for the foreseeable future, you'll be based here, because your trainer Kevin Barry's based here anyway.
My training is based here in Vegas, and I've been here for 6 or 7 years now, and we have a great setup that works for us. We've got great sparring partners that fly in and out to give us the good work that we need, and I believe we have a lot more to bring to the heavyweight division. There's a lot more to show, actually.
And of course now you can be billed as the only man in his professional career who's beaten Andy Ruiz. Do you sense, from all of of professional boxing, that if he stays as champion, for example, if he was to beat Anthony Joshua in the rematch, how close could you get to that? Because surely he, as a pro fighter, and you as a fighting man would know this, would want to remove the only blemish in his career.
As I said before, I would like to avenge my losses with Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua. So I think moving forward, if he does get the victory over Anthony Joshua again in the rematch, I know he'll want to to face me again and to show everyone that he was the winner. I believe I won that fight and I did enough to win. I like to, we're both different fighters from that time now. We're both different fighters. That was 2016. Now we're in 2019. I think we're both improved, we're both better, we're both a lot fitter, and we've both got great teams behind us.
What did Ruiz show you on that night? I know we spoke about it briefly before the Tyson Fury fight got underway, but what were the qualities that made it so different? Because let's be fair, there were those who thought Ruiz could have got the nod that night.
Yeah, Ruiz showed a lot of heart, and Ruiz also showed, he's been working on his craft with his new trainer and his new team. He showed a lot of determination. That's the first time he's ever been knocked down in his whole life, in sparring or in a fight. And he showed courage to get back up, and even he got hurt after that. And so he showed a lot of heart to be able to come back and fight back and fight hard.
Anthony Joshua's trainer, Robert McCracken, was saying to me that in the build-up, he reckoned that it would be the fastest hands that Anthony Joshua had faced. Did you find that?
I found that Andy Ruiz had a lot, very fast hands. Not only fast, but with the speed that he presents, a lot of power comes behind it.
So the aftermath here at ringside. There is one final fight on the card that's about to get underway after the cameras have long since stopped rolling and all the main eventers and their camps have left ringside here. Tyson Fury winning in the second round, 2 minutes and 54 seconds of the second round against the overmatched Tom Schwarz, who was ranked number 2 by the WBO and number 8 by the IBF. But Tyson Fury cleverly, brilliantly, systematically and clinically dismantled him over the course of the 5 minutes and 54 seconds of the contest. And with that performance, Joseph Parker, I think Tyson Fury here can take away from his debut in Las Vegas. I know it's not his debut in the United States. He's boxed in Madison Square Garden, in the theatre, and of course in Los Angeles last December. But he will feel this is really a job well done.
I think, definitely with a performance like that, if it was me in the ring, there's a job well done. He put on a great performance. He had a lot of support here, and he did what he had to do and get him out of there.
So that's about it. Thanks to Joseph Parker. Enjoyed your company tonight, Joseph, and maybe do it again sometime in the future.
Let's do it. Thank you for having me, and really thankful for the opportunity to share my thoughts.
And good luck over on the East Coast in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you.
Joseph Parker, the former WBO heavyweight champion, 3 times we've seen him in the UK. Hopefully back there one day, and hopefully he gets back into the centre of the picture in the heavyweight scene. But that's about it from BBC 5 Live here, live at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Tomorrow on 5 Live Sport, it's India against Pakistan in Cricket's World Cup. In the Women's World Cup, we've got action from there as well. It's the final round of the US Open, and there'll be a podcast, 5 Live Boxing with Costello and Bunce. We've had the build-up podcast throughout the week here, and there'll be the post-fight assessment coming up in a couple of hours' time. But for now, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, it's time for the 5 Live News.